So we have actually covered a lot of things, various things about AI. Knowledge is the essence of what AI is all about. Okay. And we have seen how it develops, it evolves from information, from data to information to knowledge and so forth. Now let's talk about what these types of knowledge are when terms comes to transforming your computing system. Okay. And then how can we actually use it to do the actual reasoning that we talk about. So the first one, very simple, already maybe mentioned before, declarative knowledge. Declarative knowledge, which means to declare something, okay, to declare something, to know about something, right? And this declaration or knowing about something can include concepts, facts, objects, right? Like sky is blue, the sun is hot, okay, the sun rises from the east, and so forth. And this is also called descriptive knowledge. So very easy to understand, descriptive, and expressed in these sentences that I just mentioned. Okay. And in general, this is in a way what we call as static knowledge, which doesn't change as such. Okay. The sun, of course, shines. When the sun sets, the situation changes. But these are independent statements. This descriptive knowledge is different and simpler than what we call as procedural knowledge. Okay, you might have come across something called SOP, standard operating procedure, right? So whenever, let's say, there's a fire, there are certain standard operating procedures that you have to be that have to be followed by the fire department, right? So in this sense, the procedural knowledge tells you what to do, what to do. And this is why, because it's very critical, it's very important, this is also known as imperative knowledge. Imperative, something critical, very useful, probably you can't live without. And procedural knowledge is also knowing how to do something, as I said. Recipes, it can be directly applied to any task, the relevant task, the procedure, how to do it. And in general, this includes, rules, strategies, procedures, agendas, as I said, in terms of what is to be done. It also depends on the task to be done, okay, and is perhaps related to what we call as domain knowledge, right? The specific subject area. So that's what it is. The third type is the meta knowledge. Meta knowledge is knowledge about knowledge, okay? Knowledge about knowledge, the way it is organized, structured, okay? Another type of knowledge is heuristic knowledge. I think I've used this quite a bit, okay, during my previous lectures, and maybe you'll hear this again as well. Heuristic is something which is a rule of thumb that people evolve over time, and some of the most ones, in particular in the medical domain, if the eyes are yellow and the skin appears pale, then suspect jaundice. So this is something that the doctors, the experts, have built over time, okay, also called rules of thumb. So instead of actually doing unnecessary analysis, I would say about 70-80%, this is what their conclusion will be, okay, and as I said, based on experience and basic knowledge. However, the thing to remember is that these rules of thumb or heuristic knowledge is not always guaranteed to succeed. So yes, for that patient, or 9 times out of 10, the doctor will be right, but there could be exceptions as well, where the heuristic may go wrong. So it's not guaranteed to succeed, but most of the time it will help you, narrow down your analysis or decisions. Structural knowledge is a basic knowledge to problem solving. Describes relationships between various concepts. Like this is kind of a tree, type of a kind of a plant, for instance. You use it every day. part of. Okay, so you say door has a handle, for instance, or handle is part of a door, right? So this is that relationship between various concepts and objects. I hope you found this interesting. We'll see you in our next video again. Thank you very much.